Good day, traders. This is Rich with some price action on the markets. Currently 4:31 p.m. August 25th, 2020. Second take of this video. I got interrupted after 3.5 minutes into it, so hopefully I can remember everything I wanted to discuss. There was a lot. The key point of this video is when you're doing well and you're in the zone, you have to keep pressing the button. Yeah, you can conserve. Yes, you can limit your share size. Yeah, you can not take some of the trades you see, but if you're feeling it, you're in the zone, you need to step on the pedal. It doesn't mean you have to accelerate full board. So in this case, I laid off big time. I was up decent, not great, just decent. I had no losing trades. I was coming in the afternoon. I saw the trade I wanted all day long. I missed it twice because of scheduling things, and the third time was the charm, and I did not take it, and that's more bothersome to me right now than losing, let's say, $400 on a trade, because that trade would have been just a icing on the cake for today. And yeah, it's hindsight, but I had it in my sights. I mean, I was hanging over the buy button, and I just hesitated, and it was moving so fast I had no chance to even think about getting into it if I hesitated. So point is, you have to keep, if you're in the zone, don't stop trading. Just keep making the moves and take advantage of what you see, because if you catch that, yeah, it might go against you, it might not work, but if you catch that one, that's way better than losing, or missing the trade and then losing. You know what I mean? So obviously you don't want to lose on the trade, but let's get into it and we can break it down a bit for the day. I started my day with this LI. Decent setup, which was called in the chat room, was straight out of the gate. You can see here in the pre-market, this is pre-market, the kind of shadowy color. Through 18, I jumped in 18, actually double-clicked the buy button, not on purpose. I didn't hear the guy say order filled, and I was like, wait, did I get filled? And I don't know what happened. I don't know if I pressed it or not, so I pressed it again, and I got double orders, so I had 800 shares, sold 500 at 18.20, and then sold a couple shares on the way down. Of course, I protected my entry, came down just enough to get me all the way out, down to 93, unfortunately, and then it went up to 50, so I would have had a really good trade if I just held on to it, but I'm playing real defensive, and that's saving me from taking or losing some big numbers, and then it's also forcing me to out of trades early and missing the bigger gain. So that was unfortunate. Probably the biggest stock on the market today was CRM. I'm in the pre-market here. You can see this move. Salesforce.com. It's funny. I was in my previous video before it got erased. Back when I was in corporate America 15, 20 years ago, Salesforce.com was coming out, and sales teams were taking this as their platform for their sales teams. And I remember I was good friends with a lot of sales guys, and they're just like, this thing is a pain in the ass. There's so much to do. I can't stand it. It's so much easier just doing this and that. And now look at it 20 years later, dominating, going into the Dow Jones Industrial, bashing out Exxon Mobil. It's just crazy how times change. I mean, Exxon, if you read my site, I talk about how Exxon's how I learned about investing. I got 10 shares when I was a kid as a present, and I sold those over time, but my parents still own a ton of Exxon, and it was just one of the stocks. They don't really care for the company, but they knew it was a good investment based on oil and things like that. But now they're just like, wait, Exxon's out of the Dow Jones. Now I wonder what they're thinking, So we're not going to get into all of that. And look at the Salesforce.com. Who would think a company like that would replace ExxonMobil? So the trade I took today was on CRM. Light shares, only had 100 shares, but it's set up real nice. So you can see here, got to the 215 level, and then came all the way back down to 212 and came up. Now, if he had come up and he went to 215 right here, I wouldn't have taken it. But then it started to flag right below the 215 and then made its move. And look at this solid move to 216.50. Obviously, if I had held, it did go against my entry. You can see now earnings came out 241. Insane. So this stock, there was a It's one of those ones when it gets out of the Dow Jones and blows away numbers and earnings. I mean, come on, everyone's jumping on this thing pretty heavy, and I'm sure a lot of people made a ton of money on Salesforce.com. So I missed some of these other. There was no other trades really. The 216.80, it got to 217, and then 218 later in the day, but it was too late at that point. So the other stock, which was from yesterday, was SHLL. I gotta figure out where I got in. It was earlier today. I think it was here. So it made a move through 41. These are 2 minute candles. Came back and I took the break through 41 again. And I got a nice move on that. Quick action. Pulled back eventually and I sold the rest at the break even, but I got a nice gain on that. So I had a total of 230 today. Give me a second, I'll bring it up. Okay, I had to make sure I didn't give away any of my personal information, but as you can see, this is my trading today. I had 14 winning trades and 0 losing trades. Okay, so I had 4 total trades, entry trades, and then I had several exits. So all the exits were for winners. That's what that means. Unfortunately, that gave me that. This is what I was talking about, the pedal. Got to get on it. Can't give it up. And I wanted to end with a 14 winning streak. Stupid. Who cares about that if you lose one, right? I want to end in the green, of course. I could have lightened up on my share size, and that's where I messed up. So the stock of the day, I believe, was this big C, and you can still see it's at 108 now. I'm going to go back to a 5-minute chart. There was lots of movement here. This was kind of hard to take right here because it was just continuously moving, but I did see this 95, so the break of the 95 here would have been nice, but it was the 100 level here, which was pretty easy. The 95 level was nice, but it happened really quick, and then 100 level here went up to 103 in no time. No pain, no nothing, just perfect trading here. So the last trade of the day, which would have been the trade, I'm going to turn off pre-market, was the break of the 100 here, and this is where I was sitting on. I was on my so I didn't even trade this once. You can still see my stock, my setup is still here. I have 100 shares, 100.10, because it's a fast moving spready stock. I knew if it broke 100 I would have to be really quick, and I was like this. I was just like this, waiting for, let's say, the 108.50 to break, and I just was like, telling myself I have a good day going, and I messed it up big time, and didn't take the trade. And guess what happened? Not looking back once, went all the way up to 105, 5 points in like 10 minutes. And that's, I'm gonna sleep on that one tonight. I cannot believe, even if I should have just traded 10 shares. I needed to take the trade. I did not take the trade. So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. If you're in a zone and you're feeling it and you're up, but you don't want to get back, lighten this load. But you have to take the trade if it sets up, because this was the money trade of the day. I mean, it was so good. It was juicy. It just went in your direction, never looked back, and I think it was gettable. I might have had to jump in. I mean, speed was the key here. But at the end of the day, I did miss it. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm at 108.27, and 100 was the break. So after hours, it's really moving, really strong right now. And, there's a lot to be said for that. So this is a long video. So you guys have a good one. Make sure you subscribe. If you're in the zone, remember to keep trading, even if you have to lighten up the load. Just remember that, okay? Have a good one, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.